this a lot this week, and I've only done this a few times this week, but I do see it as motivation just to get some experience. Plus, the minigame itself gives some pretty nice rare rewards, including a pet that I would love to collect. In order to play this minigame, you need level 27 Runecrafting, and you must complete some prerequisite quests too, but they're all really easy, low-level quests. To get here, you can just use the minigame teleport or go to the fairy ring code DIS and then go to the basement of the wizard's tower and enter the portal down there. You only need a pickaxe, some room pouches if you have them, and you do also need a chisel if you want to craft the guardians, but I don't usually bother with this part, so I just bring my dragon pickaxe. The main goal here is to help the Great Guardian, which is the guy in the middle. You want to help him close the abyssal rift to the scar where all the enemies come through and attack. So we need to supply the Guardian with stones and cells to help him do that. So at the start, we need to collect these weak cells, and then once we place a cell, go down to the rocks to mine the essence fragments, which then we turn into rune essence at the crafting bench. Now you will definitely see me mess up a few actions a few times in this minigame today. It happens often when I'm on autopilot or I'm just focusing on something else in the game or forget where I'm up to. And then I'll forget an item, or I'll go into the wrong portal, or mess up my timing. So please bear with me. But every action that you do in the minigame does give you a small amount of experience, either in mining, crafting, or runecrafting. So once you've made your essence, you take the essence into a portal at one of the statues that are open at that time, and you can then turn them into runes, and these runes you actually get to keep and put in your bank. So it's not just like other mini once you finish the game. That's why I prefer to do Guardians of the Rift instead of traditional runecrafting. It's just a lot more exciting, and there's more rewards and faster experience with less traveling. At the top left of the screen, you can keep an eye on the energy bar, and once it reaches 100%, the rift will be closed, and then the minigame will be complete. And that's where you get the big chunk of experience, runecrafting experience. And this experience, or how much you get, is based on how much work you did during the minigame. So you do have to move quite fast, but just like all other mini-games in RuneScape, once you get into a rhythm, it becomes robotic, quite natural. So the ideal rhythm is you mine for fragments, then you craft, then you go make the runes and deposit the stone to the guardian and place the cell tile down. And then, not long after you've done this, a yellow portal will be open. And they appear about 4 times when you're in a mass world like this. It's usually around 4 times per game. And when you enter these yellow portals, you can mine essence fragments that immediately turn into rune essence in your inventory without needing to use the crafting bench. So we want to make sure that we are always timing these things right so that we can run to the yellow portals as soon as they open and before they disappear, in order to maximize the amount of runes that we make before the time is up. The other thing that you want to keep track of is that you get a pretty even amount of both the elemental energy versus the catalytic energy. So you can also track that at the top left, and you'll see me trying, at least, to rotate between the 2 types of runes. You can also see if a yellow portal has spawned at the top left. With this plugin, it will come up, so you'll know where to run to. Sometimes the altars will give you a talisman for that particular altar. So if there's ever a moment where you can't enter any of the portals due to your level, you can use that talisman to enter the matching portal for it. so that you're not wasting any time waiting around, anything like that. So if, for example, like me, you're not at the level to make blood runes yet, but the last time you went into like the chaos portal and the chaos altar, it gave you a chaos talisman. The next time it's a choice between blood runes and something else, you can choose to use the chaos talisman to go into the chaos altar instead of sitting and waiting for the altar to open up that you're able to do. One thing to note is that the higher the rune level that you're crafting, the more charged the cell will be that you come out with and lay by the guardian, and this helps heal the barriers and finish the game faster, which is why it helps to work in a mass world where everyone is at different levels, because everybody can craft different strengthed cells. When the bar at the top left reaches 60% energy, you'll notice that the temple rumbles for a few seconds and shakes, and this cracks and damages the remaining barriers around the guardian, and also releases more enemies from the rift. So players have to repair these barriers to stop more damage. If you're not an Iron Man like I am, you can actually make 900,000 GP per hour here if you're above level 77, which is pretty good. If you're below level 77, you can still make really good money crafting and selling the runes that you get from here. But unfortunately, as an Iron Man, I can't make money this way. But if I'm being more positive, I am saving money by crafting runes instead of buying them. So I'll just look at it that way. Now, let's talk rewards. At the end of each round, depending on how much you did, you'll receive reward points, which can then be exchanged outside of useful for run energy, or the Varrock 2 armor from the diaries. So if you guys know the best outfit or gear to wear for this minigame, then please let me know in the comments, because I just wear what I've seen other players wear, not really knowing what actually is the most effective for experience, or I guess reaping the runes. So let me know, because I'll take any advice or opinions on this. But other rewards include an intricate pouch, which contains either a random amount of runes, sometimes it can contain a dragon item. I think there's a few different dragon items that you can get from these pouches. So again, if you're not an Iron Man, the dragon items could be really good to sell at the GE for GP. There's a semi-rare chance at getting a hard clue from the intricate pouch, and there's some other rare loots as well. Other rewards you can get are elemental talismans, catalytic talismans, and then there's an abyssal needle, which is super rare. I've not got this yet, and I would definitely love to get it, because it combines all of your different sized rune pouches into one large colossal pouch, which is really helpful for gameplay. Right now I only have the small, medium, and large pouch. I would like to use the even larger pouch, but I think it's called the giant pouch, but you're unable to use that until level 75. So I still have a few more levels to go until I can use that. But then if I was to get the needle, I could then sew them all together for one colossal pouch, which means you can make more runes and save on inventory space too. There's also an abyssal lantern, which can give some other benefits during the game, and I think it depends on what logs you use on the lantern as to what the benefits are. There are also abyssal dyes that recolor some of the reward items too. But finally, there's the pet, the Abyssal Protector, which is this cute little guy. And I'm pretty sure that you can buy the Guardian's Eye from the store and use it on the pet to transform it into a Greatish Guardian. So that's pretty cool. I would love the pet. Well, let's be honest, I would love any pet at this point, since I only have the mining pet, and I actually received the mining pet 3 times. So, that's great and all, but I'd love a different pet. The other thing from the reward system is you'll always get runes as a drop. So you don't only craft the runes, but you can also claim a stack of runes from the rewards pool. The other thing to note is that your rune pouches will decay over time, and to fix them, the best thing that you can do is use the talk to NPC option from the Luna spellbook. So at the beginning, or if you've just started this game, I would try to always make sure that you're on that spellbook when you're playing the game, so that you can repair your pouches quickly. But the other option, once you've played the game and collected rewards a few times, is to use the Abyssal Pearls and talk to Apprentice Cordelia within the minigame. She's near the entrance on the inside of the minigame, and you pay her 25 Abyssal Pearls to repair the pouches the first time. She contacts the mage that repairs them for you, but then every time after that it's only one Abyssal Pearl. So this is the best option. It's the fastest and easiest option to just keep going. Overall, it's a really easy minigame. It's pretty repetitive and it can get relaxing. You can chat to other people if you want to. But it does give a bunch of different runes and lots of rune crafting experience. It's really fast to level here, and it's a much more tolerable way to train rune crafting, in my opinion. I would much rather do this than run all around Runescape to the different altars. I really hope that you enjoyed this kind of tutorial, even though I wouldn't copy everything that I do, since I have messed up, but maybe you can learn from some of my mistakes. But either way, I hope this was relaxing. Maybe you did learn a thing or two, or maybe you have some top tips for me, and maybe this will inspire you to try it for yourself if you've never tried it before. I definitely say that it's worth it. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Check out my new Patreon page if you want ad-free videos, early releases, and there will be some bonus content coming soon on the Patreon. But for now, may your adventures always be cozy and your loot always be rare.